You may have heard about the Smoky Hill River Renewal project happening in Salina. We have so much to look forward to. Shared use paths for bicycles and pedestrians, canoeing and kayaking, river overlook areas, and more. Citizens play a major role in the lasting quality and impact of this project. Here's some things you need to know to help the project be successful.
Approximately 5 square miles or 25% of the city's storm drainage system drains into the Smoky Hill River channel near downtown Salina. The storm drainage system is separate and distinct from the sanitary sewer system. The sanitary sewer system collects liquid wastewater from homes, businesses and industries and transfers the wastewater to the wastewater treatment facility. A portion of the storm drainage system is designed to drain stormwater that is untreated into the Smoky Hill River channel. Stormwater is the runoff after a rain event and carries pollutants such as pesticides, oil and grease from cars, cigarette butts, dirt, debris, and these pollutants are very harmful to the aquatic life, ecosystem, and to humans when they find their way into the river channel. The best thing you can do as a person is to not litter and to recycle. Remember, only rainwater should go down the storm drain.
The EPA instituted a stormwater plan for Phase 2 cities throughout the United States. Salina is categorized as a Phase 2 city. What does that mean? Well, it means that we have come up with a stormwater management plan to help reduce the amount of stormwater pollution entering our streams and creeks and bodies of water. One of the issues that this program required was that the city pass a number of ordinances which deals with illicit discharges, or in other words, items that are prohibited from being discharged into a storm sewer system. In addition to the usual suspects, we also have an ordinance that prohibits erosion and sediment control issues from construction sites. And it means that the contractor has to present a plan for approval to the city and to the state of Kansas that shows how they will comply with reducing and capturing any soil runoff from their property, how they store their chemicals on the construction site, where they're going to wash out concrete trucks and dispose of other hazardous waste. Anything that drops on the ground, from leaves to cigarette butts to that leaking oil pan on your truck, it all ends up in the river. It will carry through the water system, across the streets, into the storm inlets, and into the receiving streams, be they lakes, streams, rivers. Eventually, those rivers all end up in the ocean. The best thing that we can do is preventative activities. So if you drop something, bend over, pick it up. It's not that far to the nearest trash can.
A lot of people ask me, what can I do for the river? And there's a lot you can do. And the number one thing that the whole community of Salina can do for us is to not throw trash out of your windows of your car. Don't throw trash in your yard or around you or at the baseball game, because whenever trash hits the ground, it's going to end up in our water system through the storm drains. There's 5 miles of Salina that drains into our storm drains now, and we have a large trash problem, and with the restoration of the river, we don't want the river to be filled with trash. So the number one thing you can do to help us keep it clean is to help us not throw your trash out of the windows of your car. The second thing you can do to help us is please don't pour your hazardous waste into the gutters when you're throwing out stuff from your cleaning up your house. That's actually very dangerous for our water systems, and there's plenty of places to take those materials. So that's another thing that you can do to help us keep our river clean. And the third thing is to pick up your dog poop when you're out walking your dog. It sounds like that's not a huge problem, but actually the feces can create bacteria problems in our water systems. So if you do those three things, you're going to help keep the waterway clean, and that's huge. But beyond that, we have a lot of other things that you can be actively engaged in our river renewal process. The Friends of the River Foundation, we have 2 river cleanups in the year. One's called Fall Fix Up, the other is Spring Spruce Up. And we are always looking for more volunteers to come and help us clean up a piece of the river. And what we mean by that is we go and we clean up trash. We're also cutting out the bush honeysuckle, that's an invasive species. And so in one day, just one morning, we usually fill 2 huge dumpsters as well as pick up around 40 bags of trash. You really know that you've accomplished something and helping to make Salina all the better. And then I've also had people ask me, what is a restored river going to do for Salina? It's going to do a lot for Salina, and the number one thing I think that it will do is help in the restoration of downtown and the neighborhoods around downtown. A lot of people don't even realize the Smoky Hill River is running right next to downtown. The Iron Avenue Bridge is going over what will be in just a few years a beautiful running river again. So we feel like with this restored waterway, it will help spur development along the riverway and downtown. Second, we know that there's workforce recruitment that is needed, and with a new beautiful waterway of almost 7 miles with trails and the ability to boat along the river, we know that will be a calling card for young people that will want to live and work in Salina, Kansas. And third, talking about recreation, we know that with a trail system of 7 miles that connects to the trail system already in place on the dikes, we're going to have almost 30 miles of trails in and around Salina. That adds a huge thing for people to do, walking, running, and biking, as well as a riverway that we believe will be boatable for all the 7 miles with kayaks and canoes. So we feel like this is adding a huge piece of recreational activities. And lastly, the piece that I think is the most important part is restoring the identity of Salina to the river town that it once was. And to give someone an ability to say, hey, I am so proud that I live in Salina, Kansas. And we feel like the river is going to play a huge part in that, and also a part in bringing other people that want to visit Salina. So we feel that the river is going to offer so many benefits to all the community and our visitors that come and visit us. Thank you.